Oh my god, I'm live again. It's the first time in a long time. Just swap that over there so I'm looking at yes. Shut up. So trying to get used to this again. So just bear with me. Sure, la 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 la. So what we do? Would you make this one smaller? And you slam it against that side. And then you take this one. Jigger this one a wee bit more than normal. Tra la 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 la. How about that? So I'm just trying to get everything settled up, settled in. And hopefully get a few people come in, maybe, possibly. We shall see. Ba, 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 la, 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 ba, ba. So it says I've got two people, but hey, it's never right. Let's stick that over there. So if you are watching this, hello, welcome back after 6 months, 7 months, maybe 8 months. Don't know. I'm not quite too sure. It's been busy. If at any point you have any questions, stick them in the comments, and I will answer them while I look at my phone. And hopefully we'll get a few questions and a few different conversations going at the minute. Because that is what we do. Cover this bit. So yes, the only reason it's been like 7 months since I've done one of these, I'm hoping you can hear me okay because I'm using my headphones again. But yeah, as I said, it's been 7 months due to the fact that I'm being bloody well busy and bloody well knackered after work every day. And needless to say, we're here. But yeah, stick your questions in. I'll get to them. Say hello, say all that wonderful stuff, interact, all that nice stuff. Some good news is I have actually booked the NEC in Birmingham just tonight. I've got it booked. It is all ready to go. Looking forward to it. I started to take up a wee bit more shows because I think the weekend of the show that I go, or the NEC, the weekend that I'm going, there's a show, a local like classic bike show on, so I'll be going to that. I'll be recording at that. I'll be doing a lot of things. Oh yeah, and I've also maybe taken shots at the Northern Ireland Bike Show, and now we're talking to a promotion person who's helping the Northern Ireland Bike Show, and I might even try and get in contact with them or be put in contact with them so then I can make content for that. So yes, a lot of things are happening, a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. I like a challenge. hopefully at the NEC I'll grow a set of nuts and I'll decide to film that as well, because I fly out on the Saturday morning and I fly back on the Sunday morning. ABR Fest is next year. I haven't booked it. I missed the early bird tickets, so I am just going to book it closer to the time. A few friends I am considering, I might be getting some free tickets, so I am waiting for them to get back to me. Other than that, I'm still going regardless. I'm not too sure whether I'm thinking about doing not the Liverpool boat. I'm not too fussed on that one, but down to Dublin, Holyhead, then down, and then down, because it seems to be a longer trip, but a nicer nicer run, because you get to go through Wales. You don't have to go through Liverpool. Yeah, so probably go down. I have to remind myself of the dates and the timings, but planning to go down and maybe stay in East Midlands on the Thursday, get down there on the Friday, come head back on the Sunday and be home Monday or something like that. I really haven't looked at it. I think if I did tell you that I was looking at it, I'd be lying. I just have not had the concentration to do it. But I will definitely be going. I know Mr. McCloy is looking to go as well, JD. So that might be a thing. Maybe get him to do a lot more mileage on his new Africa. And proud moment. February coming. It will be 3 years off Red Bull. Haven't touched a bit of it since work or since CRC days. So I am probably very easily able to go back onto it, but I haven't done it yet. But yeah, just so much stuff to do. I've got a video on the computer now that tomorrow night maybe I'll render that and have that up for Tuesday. I have videos to make this week for supporting a couple of other moto vloggers. I just haven't had the time. And these here, I absolutely petrified doing these here. I don't like them. So yeah. If you're watching, is anybody here going to the NEC? Now that I've booked it, everybody's bound to be cancelling. But definitely going to be busy next year with runs. Maybe busy January, February with runs too. I am literally going to be driving to Donegal for a lobster dinner, because, well, why not? So that's 135 miles for a lobster, when I could probably ride 20, 30 miles and get a lobster and do it myself. But this place was nice, so I'm going to go back. But yeah, busy. just gotta love being actively busy. Anybody want to pay £20 a month for me to use Streamform? Feel free. So what has everybody been up to these days? Must do that. Every time someone comments, I will highlight the comment just like that. So I know JDB's is lending me his bike for a video. So that'll be a good video if I get the chance. But I'm funny feeling it's going to be springtime because that weather is shocking. Ugh, it's freezing in here. So yeah, anybody has any comments, just shove them in the wee box and I'll stick them up as they go along. Who's shouting about the place? Twitter. You gotta rumble the old people on Twitter. I clicked something that was wrong. Always clicking things on. So yeah, 100% have been flat out at work, and I would say loving it. I just do so much nowadays that the week flies in, but it's like painfully it goes quick. So yes, the NEC. I am flying over with Flybe, flying back with EasyJet, and staying at the Hilton Garden Inn, which is just outside the airport door. So it'll mean when I arrive, I'll be going straight to the show, go around the show most of the day. I think the show closes at 5, so I'll leave at 5, head back to the hotel, check in, get myself something to eat, and then relax. And then get up early the next day and come home. But it'll be a show. I'm going to a show, a classic show. Let's see if I can find it. I'll stick it up here. See if I can find it. Where is it? So I'm trying to look for the show. Johnny, that may be one for you if you're still watching, mate. this again. That button. Moto Tango! How are you, my friend? Screen layout. Shift 4, shift 5, shift 5. Right, I'm trying to work this out as I go here. Yo ho ho. Sentence present. Preset. Slides. Screen share. Ta-da! I want that one. So I'm going to this show here. It is a classic motorbike show. It's a tiny wee one. It's like 5 hours or something. There's probably a load of local celebrities at it. So there is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I need to go to shows. But yeah, I'm gonna go. It's straight after work, so I'm gonna go from work to there. I'm gonna record it and give people the experience of a local show. Moto Tangle, have you watched the latest Del Boy? Because I know Matt has, and I'm looking forward to this. I so can't wait for this. How that guy hasn't killed someone or maimed or injured someone is amazing. I was a Del Boy subscriber a long time ago, but yeah, I seen your tweet. But like, seriously, just the man ruins bikes. Like, I get it. So some bike modifications are subjective to the person who does it, but someone's obviously telling him silly things and he's doing silly things. It's just one of I've never watched a proper Del Boy video. I've never. I don't have the enthusiasm for it. I mean, I already give him technical advice. He blanked me. Yes, because that's what he does. I think the last time I ever commented on it, the comment lasted about 5 minutes. Yeah. It, you watched the Matt video too. You watch Matt's videos too. Like, I have had people say that Matt takes the piss, but Matt is telling everybody what to do, and Dell just shows you how he does it, and it's completely wrong. The best one I've seen was he heated his bike up and took the radiator cap off while the bike was warm. You don't do that. Even I know you don't do that, and I don't do my own stuff. So it's insane. It really is. Just checking to see how much ABR Fest is. He's making his money. Oh no, it's clear. I mean, it is clear that he has all the time in the world to screw bikes up. You get your hustle, the way you get your hustle, you work bloody well hard for your money, and you bloody well love to play with bikes, but you do it tastefully. ABR Fest isn't actually that expensive. It's $159 for the weekend pass, which includes 2 nights camping. You can add on Thursday night VIP access and add on Adventure Trail access. Sweet. Must have a look at that when I get a chance again. I personally, Dell just does Dell stuff, and he knows he gets a reaction from it. Like, I recently watched your video, Tingle, about your latest project, and I will share videos and support. But like, I would rather watch you do a video. How do we say it? I would rather you do a custom bike, because I know you'll tell people how to do it and do it properly, and not like decapitate a finger and pretend that you were meant to do it. It's people like him are dangerous. Like, I only ever followed one video. I've only ever followed step by step, and that was Del Boy's video years ago on how to clean front brake calipers, and I did everything he said word for word except for the copper grease on the pads. Like, even I knew that wasn't right. Yes, I've seen those. I've seen the one for mine, and it lists it fairly high. Hell yeah, get yourself over to the show, mate. They do some really good prices at the show. That's where I got most of the parts for the Tracer that first year I had it. Exactly, you don't put copper grease on pads. No, just kick my helmet out. It's such an old biker's tale. It's like, why would you do something like that? No videos, of course. Fucking a stupid slow ass computer. So yeah, at some point something's going to happen, and I think Matt has always wanted to get his hands on one of those bikes that he does, and he never has had the opportunity. If I'd won the lottery, I'd go and buy one and I'd give it to him, just so we can pull it apart. Your media? Whoa, what? Well, for you, lad. I mean, will you be there on the 26th? You probably not. You probably won't be. But hell yeah. See if I if I could afford to stay off for more than a weekend, I would try to have got myself a media pass, but we'll have to meet up. We will have to meet up. But yeah, last year when I went over to the show, they did a thing that if you travelled in from Ireland, you got a cheaper ticket. and they're not even doing that again. Yes, you're one of the one. You're one of the many people that I look forward to meeting again because you're great. I'm meeting up with a guy off Instagram, big R1 Soul Pete. I'm meeting up with the Welsh Jixer. I'm probably meeting up with a few others. I'm going to see if Safi Sprocket's going to go. I'm going to hound her to go on the day that I'm there. I'm going to maybe troll the influencers that I see hanging around because I know there's 4 of them going because they're all sponsored by Buck and Bike Share. But yeah, no, you're one of the guys that I was hoping was going to be going. You, Adam, fucking, what do you call it? Epic Moto Vlogs. I hope the hell he goes too. I want to see him. Just so many people. Well, I have to go now because I'm like £200 deep in it. But it's great because I get paid on the 18th, so I can buy the tickets in the new pay wage that gets paid in. So I'm looking forward to it. Last year was too many COVID restrictions, and they weren't accepting the Northern Ireland COVID app as a form of proof that you were vaccinated. So it was kind of like, you know what, I can't be bothered. The fact that I have to, when I fly in with like Flybe, and when I fly out, I'm flying with like EasyJet. So I leave out of the city airport and arrive back in the international airport. So it's gonna be a logistic nightmare, but it'll be a video. For me, it'll be a video straight out the gate. So it will. People seem to like the little travel videos and stuff, so I'll be doing that. I'm probably going to leave my bank card, or no, not my bank card, my credit card at home. So, yeah, because the show can be expensive. I think I bought a jacket last year and I never wore it. Yamaha didn't have a stand last year, such a shame. I think a lot of them will be going big this year. I'm going to try and limit myself to what I read on the manufacturer stuff, because I always know there's the one in Milan is normally before that one, so I'll not be watching that because I want to see what's there and actually experience it. I have an addiction to jackets, but my bank account does not allow me to have one. My jacket is still going absolutely strong, so I shall have to keep it like that. I've been a couple of guys that emailed me again. My XT has popped up again on the internet somewhere, so it's like, oh, please just go away at this point. But I am planning to have a bike, a secondary bike or something, maybe in 2 years' time. Yeah, food is expensive, but their beer is nice. The beer is the fun part. I think the last time I was at the NEC, I ended up with handguard deflectors for the tracer and a jacket, and a couple of other things that never turned up, but I got my refunds for them, so it wasn't too fussed. We need to I was just thinking about getting another one because it would be a lot easier and a lot cheaper just to buy another one and run it. So it would proper like summer bike, have the ability to put summer tires on it and then go nuts. so many gremlins about that bike. It was unreal. It was like what could go wrong went wrong, plus other things that not even the dealer could handle. I see a well-known. Oh no! Don't be saying things like that. Because if I was to buy my bike again and fix it, it would be used and see if we can squeeze another 100,000 mile out of it. I see a certain heated glove manufacturer has given out its free stuff for the year to all its reps, as you could probably tell, or to all their reps who apparently ride all year round, but most of them just use their gloves for walking and all that and other stuff. You got stupid phone mount places harassing people to get them into their TikToks and all now. Oh. You see, that actually got me through some tough times. And that thing was abused. I mean, I rode to Bolton on a whim. I met you and I met everybody. And then it caused me drama getting it home because I got the flat in the front tire. Maya passed me. Everybody passed me that day, and I didn't know that I had a flat tire on the front of all places. I was proud of that bike. That bike did well. That's why I was thinking if I was to go for another one, it would be version 2, and I would do the tail tidy on it. I would put the cans on it, but shorter, and make it a wee more performance-y, but still loud as hell. And if I got one that was a fixer-upper, I could do a Del Boy series on YouTube too. Because no right answer is a wrong answer, or no wrong answer is a right answer. So, I mean, could do that. Ex-girlfriend. And even then, it ended up in an argument. Because I didn't buy the right one. I didn't know what I was meant to do that time. Yes, X. That one didn't last too long after. That was my fault. But I have found the one, and I live with the one. As I think looking back on these videos, let's see, where's the playlist? Content, lives. So the 27th of May was the last one I did in my mum's house, and every single one after that was done here. We've lived with each other now over a year. She hasn't murdered me yet. I've tried. But there's just something not right about the last one. Well, everything. And now I have the right one. Like, my goodness, she makes me wear suits. Now, I'll put that picture up on Instagram later, but I know I am. And she's probably watching and she'll tell me I am too. There's a funny story was, I think it was one of the first weddings we went to. We're in Ballymena and it was going to the Galgorm Hotel. And we got a taxi from the Airbnb we were staying at to the hotel, went to the wedding and he came back. And a few weeks later, with work, I was out at an install in Ballymena and it turned out it was the taxi driver that had dropped us around that night. And even he says I was punching above my weight. She would actually be coming with me to the show, but we will be in the middle of dog sitting, so it would be kind of not nice to leave a dog in the house for a weekend, or have to put it in the kennel for a weekend. I see you're out on one of the classics tonight. Think you were out on one of the classics tonight. It's hard to remember which one you have. You shamelessly have enough bikes that I am jealous. So I do, but one day, one day I will have many, many motorcycles and not enough time to ride them. I get the same way, mate. Every time the head gets a bit cloudy, I need to get out. And I go down to Newcastle and get a coffee and then come back and done. We all dream, but our bank accounts do not let us. You are so right. I think I think that's why, Tingle, I have decided with the latest idea that has popped into my head is riding 135 mile for a lobster dinner is a good idea. Why not? I could probably get one a lot closer. Don't have enough time to ride one in it. I barely ride mine. I ride mine at the minute for the last 2 or 3 months is a sole commuter bike. I have not got. Well, I do have the time. It's just by the time Friday comes, I'm a wreck. So it's just one of those things. But then coming in the winter, I do actually seem to ride more in the winter than I do in the summer. It's probably because every road over here becomes a bloody racetrack in the summer. You see, this is true. I know a lot of people have said it, and I would be the type of person that would say it is therapy, but I wouldn't believe it. You know, I wouldn't believe it myself. And then I go out and I was like, oh my God, I need that. But therapy costs a lot per litre these days. A shrink would probably actually cost less. But here in Northern Ireland, we're actually only getting E10 fuel in this autumn, or this side of Christmas, I think. So I've used E10 once. It was in Edinburgh, coming home from Edinburgh, and I didn't find anything wrong with it. So I might run a few through it to see if it does affect the performance. And if it does, I'll just go back to super unleaded. Because I need it. Plus, I got my new fresh wheel bearings in, so I need to destroy those. I'm highlighting this, but I just want everybody to read it. This comment is so true. Lisa, my partner, will notice it in a heartbeat. And I do get a bit cranky when I go somewhere and I need to get somewhere and stop and then fart about before I can relax. I get a bit cranky, but I 100% a different animal when I get out and a different animal when I get away, and it's bike related. Very different animal when I come home from work and I'm absolutely beetroot red with anger because some alien has pulled out in front of me. No, I like going fast. I did consider buying a smaller bike to tour or to commute, and then just using mine as a what do you call it, fun bike. But I'm too comfortable, and it's. I would love a second bike, but I just like riding them. I have been talking to the local dealership about getting an electric bike for a weekend, or just like 3 days for 3 days in a week to have a wee blast at it, see what it's like. But then I remember the electric prices are through the roof, so I might have to charge it at work rather than at home. But yeah, I wouldn't knock a second bike. I'd actually considered a 125 at one point, but I'm not. I just it's all that going up and down and up and down. It's like, no, I can't be bothered. I know a certain group of influencers who have access to a lot of bikes because they work in a bike place and they still don't commute to work because it's too warm. What's that? Is that weird Irish? I think it is. I have to Google that. Slancha. I think it is, isn't it? Aye. Definitely the wrong part of here for that. If I go into a bar and I say that, I have to be on the other side of town to get away with it. Or I will say it in my native language. Cheers. Really, your little faces aren't coming through. Is that a face? Nah, see, it's a square. See, I am useless because I couldn't keep a 2007 bike going, but yet Moto Tingle can keep a 750 from the 70s going. Jealous. Oh, I haven't heard that in ages. Hey up. Every time I go to my cousin's house, that's all I hear. I actually took Lisa, I think it was last year, to Matlock, and it was wet. It was really, really, no, 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. The year that they says spectators could go to BSB, and then they said, no, you can't go to BSB. There's another one. A up duck. Something my aunt says a lot. And it turned out the BSB was not for spectators. So ended up, where did we go? We ended up Worksop to see family. The day before that, we ended up Matlock, Melton, Mowbray, fuck it, all over that sort of end, and then back to the East Midlands airport where we were staying. I think in that 4 days, we did something like about 1,800 miles. I was busted. Yeah. I do need to do an English tour again. I really do. Every time I go to do one, it ends up something comes up. But I think that weekend that I took Lisa away, it rained the whole week. The whole week we were away, it rained. And then coming home, it absolutely thundered down. And then the next minute, the sun split the trees. And we got to limb services. And Lisa left her jacket sitting in the sun. And the smoke, the steam coming off it was unreal. And then we rode another 20 or 30 mile up the road heading towards Holyhead. And it was back to fucking insane rain. I feel sorry for you. I've always said if I could get out of here, I would. And the last few years, the way this bloody place is run, I mean, I'm jealous of England. You have some sort of government. Ours are too busy picking fights with each other. But as I say, I miss a good run. I think I was talking back and forth with someone the other week, and they're like, "How many times did you go to England in like a year?" And I was like, "Easily back and forth to England like 4 or 5 times in a year," and that was just for BSB. I don't even think I got that far towards Manchester, to be honest. It was October. It was the last Donington BSB. We were on the boat. We had booked our tickets for the BSB like 2 weeks before. We're on the boat and we got off. We got the limb services. Or no, was it Limmer Chester? It was one of those two. And I read it online. They weren't letting spectators in. But strangely enough, I knew a lot of people who were going to, but they got in because they suddenly got passes. So I don't know what happened there. Anywhere north of London rains a lot. That's because we're all normal. Anywhere above London, London's just a foreign country because it's London. A couple of friends have went to London to work for a few weeks, and they hate it because they literally see rats running around like sheep, just running around the place everywhere. There's the recent thing about Ukraine and stuff, and Russia's going to bomb the UK, and they've threatened to bomb London, and like all the comments on Twitter were like, "I agree, just work away," because I think the biggest blast that they could do was like it would take it to like 30 mile or 40 mile outside of London. And I was like, okay, everybody was just like, yeah, work away. You draw a big red X on London just so you could see it. Not a fan of London. Been once when I was a child and just not nice. Has anybody got any trips on for next year? Because I know I'm starting to think ABR Fest, booking ABR Fest February, March time. I want to maybe try and get across the channel next year. That would be fun. Hopefully. But then that would cause me to have to research things. And then again, I could actually go to Europe without leaving an island. So I could really just go down south. It's close enough. I keep having to watch. My helmet is under the table, and I'll keep having to watch in case of kicking. I see a bike, and I think it's my mate's, but it's for sale in a bike shop in Northern Ireland. So it's like, So I'm assuming everybody is on Instagram, right? Worst Instagram account. Who is it? For me, there's four, but I'm trying to be nice and get things these days, so I kind of can't say. But everybody else can say theirs. Even Adam, even Epic Adam, has had one of the four, like one of his pictures, and I'm not happy. I'm blocked from them all. Well, not allowed to comment. I can like pictures, but I don't. Some of them don't take criticism too well. I would like to do more Euro stuff next year. Just finished this year's trip series, which should release next Saturday. We'll have to have a look at that. My moto vlogging content watching has disappeared completely because my sub list is shocking. It's full of shorts. I like doing shorts, but I'm not a big fan of watching them. I originally wanted to do Normandy last year, or no, 2 years ago, and it's COVID hit, and then I just lost all interest. And now I see like Sasafi Sprocket doing a lot of mileage. I see others doing loads and loads of mileage, and I was like, I want to do that. So that's what I'm going to start off with, the run to Donegal to get the lobster and a wee bit of a fishing trip maybe, and then down via the Kerry Wild Atlantic Way probably next year. I have a brave few things I want to do. I haven't done the Yorkshire Dales. That would be one I would love to. I would want to meet up with Turbo Tom because I think he's over in Yorkshire. And get a go at one of his R1 and his GSXR 1100 turbos. I did say to Lisa about doing Lake District next year. Something to think about because it's easy access for us. So it's literally up, round, and in. So yeah, it's different. I find the UK stuff different. I might actually breach Scotland next year. I think it went once, but I didn't go too far. Yeah, the War Tours is more just for me. If I was to do it, say on a bike, I would make a video series and just post it. Like, boom, 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 boom. There's all the videos, and if people watch it, they watch it. It's more for me, the experience. I've had a lot of friends in the services who've done it, and it's brought them to tears. One of them says you can do like a VR thing on the beaches of Normandy and put headphones on and a VR thing on, and it's like you're there, and like he is a huge big guy, and it reduced him to tears. Like, so there is that. But if I was to take the bike, it would be YouTube. Not a YouTube thing, but it would be filmed, and I would put it on YouTube. But I wouldn't push myself to film it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, 100%. I will neglect going to Portrush, Coach Road, Newcastle, Mournes, Silent Valley, and I would go there very quickly, just for the sheer fact that it's something different. I have done the Lake District, and it was just different. It just hits different. I think where I was like Lake Windermere, or one of the lakes up around there, I'd found like a quiet place to park the bike, and it was a big outcrop into the lake, and I sat there and I fell asleep. I woke up and there was sheep everywhere. But yeah, somewhere where it's just dead silence and dodgy winding roads just screams me. But no, definitely something has to be done this year or next year. There's a lot of people talking about the Isle of Wight racing, and would I be going to it? I was like, no, because it's not going to happen. Just pure and simple, it will not happen. I'd be pretty stunned if it did. I want to go to Devon as well. I've never been down there, so I would love to take like a week off. Travel for 2 days and then back up 2 days. I would make it 6 days and see that, but it would just be for my own pleasure. Not really. If I did record it, I would record it. It's like most things. I'll say I'll record it and end up just enjoying it and not recording it. But it all depends on the weather and time and money, and even thinking about it makes me sick. But we shall see. You can only do what you gotta do. I actually found out with the Lake District, there wasn't very many people about, and if there were, they were ancient and driving about 2 miles an hour. But it's one of those things you definitely have to take into consideration. I've always wanted. Like, I know England is a big place, but there's a couple of places I want to visit, and then I want to try Scotland a bit. I want to return to Wales. Wales was actually really good, and I think I actually regret spending very little time in Wales. And it was just one of those things that I spent a full day in Wales. Kind of should have spent a bit longer, but then I had the whole fighter jet situation happened and scared the living daylights out of me and stuff like that. So there's just so many places to try. I just haven't been able to get near them. But then as well, I think at that point I had just got the bike and stuff, so I wasn't willing to stretch it to see how far I could go because I wasn't trusting it quite yet. Yep, I would agree. I have friends that live in Germany, and the autobahn is near on suicide. I say near on suicide. It is suicide. Like, you get obviously you get people from across the world wanting to go out and do it and say that they've done it. And a couple of friends have been to the Nurburgring and stuff like that. And it's like, just if I was to go out, if I was to do what Safi Sprocket has been doing with her fundraising, I would go out and do the Nurburgring or something like that, or something that's that, something the other. But just no interest. I really don't. Yep. As I said, me and Lisa went to Donegal there a couple of weeks ago, just up in the car at the wee cottage, and I think it was about 2 or 3 mile walk to the nearest bar. They served food. We got food in there, and we shop. We got stuff in there, and then we walked to the next bar that had traditional music on. And oh my goodness, there was Germans, there was Americans. Um, the Irish were really, really friendly, stupidly friendly. He turned around and he says to us, you got cash, right? I was like, yeah. And he's like, good, because what was it? I'd only give you as a tab if I liked you. If you're good crack, I'll give you a tab. I was like, okay. So I think that it encouraged me to go back, and then the whole Wild Atlantic Way idea came up, and I know there's been YouTubers from England have came across and done the Wild Atlantic Way from the bottom to the top, and then across, and then I met them in Portrush, and we went down the other side. But the country's full of characters. I think they camped out in a farmer's field. They just rocked up at his house and asked them to stay, and they stayed. They were allowed to. Like a job, I mean, who said there's a driving machine? Yeah. Drink driving laws in Ireland don't seem to be a thing, especially rural. The bar we were in, 20 cars at us. Went past it the next morning, no cars. This is like, But obviously everybody was binning the drinking to them, which was great because it was all Guinness, and Guinness taste. People don't believe me when I say this. I live in Belfast. Belfast is here. Donegal is here. Guinness here tastes better than Guinness here. It just does. Yeah, North Wales. I've done it so many times. I have done what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Up top bar, Bangor. Bangor smells funny. Bangor's that funny smelling place. The best part about it is those roads coming back towards Holyhead. You're going in and out of the mountains. But I think it was Bala in Wales. I was at. Loved it. I went in around Snowdonia and stuff like that there, and just loved every minute of it. That's where I found a farmhouse, and oh my god, it was so welcoming. It was unreal. Yeah. A guy on Twitter, what do you call him? I forget him. He's a Honda dealer. Makes him sound like a drug dealer. He's a Honda dealer, and if I remember his name, I'll tell you. But he basically gave me. He tweeted me, or he DM'd me a list of roads, specific roads, and they were the roads that Top Gear uses to do all their filming, like up round the mountains and down round in the valley. Oh my goodness! Oh, it was brilliant. Loved every minute of it. Just really should have spent more time there. But I think that's the best part about things like that. You do a trip for a short time and you want to go back and do it longer, and then you find more, and then you go for longer and longer and longer. So it's kind of one of those things that I'm interested in doing. Plus, people, when I say I haven't done the Wild Atlantic Way, look at me as if I've 4 heads because I live here and I haven't done it. It's just never been on the list. I'm trying to remember who it was that did the Wild Atlantic Way, the YouTubers. Metalhead. I'm embarrassed now. I can't even remember. Metalhead and 2 or 3 others did it, and they did a great wee series like all the way through, and like it was good. I met them, as I said, I met them in Portrush, and then followed them down round through Belfast down to Newcastle, and then they went from Newcastle to Bangor that day or the next day, and they enjoyed it. I've done that a few times now for people. I've escorted them around the country. The only thing, the only thing I don't really like is a lot of a lot of YouTuber influencers are like, "Oh my god, Dougie, I'm coming over to Northern Ireland. You show me about, or you come and meet up." Yeah, sure, no problem. 3 weeks later, they've been in the country, been around it, and disappeared, and they're giving it. Oh my god, Ireland is such a lovely place, and you're like, please. You went to the Giant's Causeway, you went to Portrush, and then you went home. It's almost like I know where they're going to go when they come here, or what event they're coming for when they come here. Which is always fun when they say you're coming to Northern Ireland and you can literally put it in your hand which roads they're going on to. So they'll go Mourns, probably Enniskillen, probably Donegal, and Portrush, Northwest 200. It's like, come on. It's like, adventure a bit further, you'd be surprised what you find. But it's just one of those things. We're jumping back up to four people again. Something's wrong. There's a glitch in the matrix. But it's just I don't keep this country. I mean, people are free to come here if you want, but like, don't tell me you're gonna say hello or phone me or text me when you're here and then don't. It's an awfully strange thing. But hey ho, I mean, next year is another year. Be interesting to see what next year brings. So, how long have I been doing this for? 1 hour and 15 minutes. I've been going for. So what I think I'll do is I'll leave it there for now because it's kind of getting late now. I have work tomorrow. As always, thank you very much for everybody who has joined in. I know not everybody does live streams. Next time I'll try and get someone on. I'm going to be talking to Mr. Fish, the Mr. Fish, Safi Sprockets, and a couple of other YouTubers. I'm going to get on like a Skype, Zoom interview thing. I've got the motorbike Northern Ireland Motorbike Festival chat thing coming up. I want to make a series of that because that's going to be a lucrative little series, hopefully. That'll help me post more in the Northern Ireland stuff. And yeah, I shall see you later. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for talking. If you've been talking, cheers. As always, like, comment, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't take much, and I'm probably the one that is least likely to spam. Oh, up through Lauren. Or Lane or Lauren? You... Oh, yeah, Lauren. Lauren is lame. I understand, but as always, if I haven't answered your comment and I see it come through, I'll answer it. Thank you for watching, and good night.